Mike, check. Justin Hunt. It's all happening. Thank you to everyone who subscribed to the channel. Thank you to everyone for donating through the Cash App or the link tree. If you want to make a contribution, Cash App's right up there. It helps go any little bit. Any little bit goes a long way. So I really appreciate you. And big shout out to all my members. Big shout out to all my members. 67 members. 67 members. It's all happening in an awesome, glorious snowball. Big shout out to my newest members, who are Adam Francourt. Big shout out to you, Adam. Capitalism Baby. Word up. Shout out to Capitalism Baby. Amy Niebizansky. I hope I said that right. You guys are the illest. I really appreciate it. Big shout out to everyone who's liked or shared anything that's happened on this channel. Tonight, I went to the Big Sean listening event. He has a new album out now, Better Me Than You. This was my first focused listen. I listened to it twice today. And I think I'll end up doing a scripted piece on this. I know I've got a long list of scripted pieces, but I'm getting better. I'm getting faster. So it's all happening. But this was my first focused listen of this album tonight, and it's wide-ranging, but it's very motivational. It's very uplifting, and you know, a lot of it, Big Sean is reclaiming his style, his flow, his influence. But he talked about his emotions going through this process of putting this album together. It's been 5 years since his last release. There was a viral clip that broke this week where Big Sean was emotional on Instagram Live talking about this project. So this whole experience for him has been cathartic, and I think it's been something that bleeds through the music. But here's Big Sean. Let's react to the beginning of this set where he talks about some of the details of him going through this album. He also talks about Truth from Eminem in another clip that we have here. And there's a song called Black Void, which has the funniest story behind it too. So we'll just take a look at these three things that I shot at the listening. But here's Big Sean.
An honor it is to be up here for you guys tonight. I stand before you fucking charged up, exhausted at the same time. And I just want to say that this album is such an important album for me. And no matter what, just releasing it, I already won. I already did. And it's not based on anything else. My dad landed in here. Shout out to my dad who's with me. And when he landed, I was playing an album with him in the car on our way to our engagement we had before this. And I was rapping Typecast, the song Typecasting him. And he was like, you know, I said, first thing I think about boarding a jet is how my mom and dad was flight attendants. That's how they met. No wonder why my head's in the clouds. It makes sense. Every day I wake up, I'm one day closer to death. My dad said, and then we played.
That's a beautiful, beautiful tribute to his parents too. That's a cold line. There's a lot of dope bars on this project, man. Big Sean can rap.
Break the Cycle with Charlie Wilson, and my driver started crying. And he wasn't trying to be nice. He wasn't trying to be nice, man. He said that shit really affected him that much. When he was talking about the hoops and the scarcity and all this shit, and then he heard The Rock come in and talk. He just said it just got him. And the thing is, that's like, I felt like so proud, man, because I don't feel like my number one purpose on earth is to be a rapper. I feel like my number one purpose on earth is to inspire, and rapping and music is what I've been blessed with enough to that be one of the channels. You know, that's why I wrote a book. I got a book coming out too, because that's another channel. You know, I've been able to be with so many masters.
He talked about that in the Charlemagne the God interview. We covered that on this channel too. I do find Big Sean to be particularly inspiring. That's one of my favorite things about his rhymes. Like, he is a glass half full kind of guy, and it bleeds through his tracks. And so, you know, it's another reminder he has a book coming out. And I think this is the same. I would say the same about this project. You know, there's a lot of, you know, triumph in the storm type energy that's on this album.
You know, to kick it with so many people. By the way, there's so many smart geniuses here that are changing the culture every day. But I've gotten a chance to not just talk to all these people that are in here. I got a chance to talk with my idols. I got a chance to be in a studio session with Eminem and pick his brain, or be with Hov and Beyonce picking their brains, and then also be with some of my spiritual and Ye and all of these great minds, and also be with people like Deepak Chopra, be with people like Sadhguru, who have done things that I am so admirable of, like, and appreciative of in a different way. And I feel like it was one of my purposes to write a book as well, to put all of these gems, all of these practices that people can learn how to get from point A to point B to point C, because it's fucking hard out here, man. And time is going fast. We losing people, man. We losing this shit. We can't look back and wish we woulda, coulda, shoulda did anything, man. So that is the reason that it took from 2020 to 2024, because
Here's him right here. This is important. He explains what the delay was in putting this project out. And I think we've seen a lot of this with certain artists, you know. Kendrick, obviously, he took a long time before Mr. Morale. Joey Badass, he's another artist that took a lot of time off. Big Sean took a lot of time off. So, you know, it's sometimes it takes a long time to make greatness. Sometimes people go through things in life, but Big Sean's going to really break it down here. I like this. It points out the 4 points, the 4 different emotions that he wanted to capture in this project. Take a listen.
All of these things were on me, and the biggest blessing of all time is I became a dad, man. And what I gotta say is, when I started this album, the pressure was on me. The pressure was on me like no other. And that's why the album is based on 4 different emotions. It's based on the pressure that gives you the clarity to be able to focus on a piece of happiness. And as I was in the studio,
pressure gives you the clarity to be able to focus on a piece of happiness. That's beautifully said. I love the way he said that.
I would be going through all of these ups and downs, going through this, and I was able to correlate, damn, I was fucking wrote this song. Yes, precision, all this shit when I'm under pressure. That's why I'm, you know, like on that vibe. And then it's like when it's focused, it's songs like Break the Cycle, it's songs like even Typecast, you know what I mean? And Clarity, songs like Boundaries. And Happiness, songs like On Up About My Son, or My Life that Kate Trinata and Roger did. And, you know, to keep it real with you, as we got to the end of the album, I was paralyzed. I was paralyzed with not knowing what the fuck to do. I didn't know what to do. And I didn't know why life got so heavy on me at that moment. I was exhausted. I had COVID. I had decisions to make. Do you want to put the album out? Do you want to wait? You know, I started working on other songs. It's like I could have kept going, but you don't understand that the burden was just carrying these songs, listening to them in the studio. I can't believe how different they sound now that they're out in the world. And the pressure was immense. It was everything. When I got on IG Live and was emotional and shit, it was because I was defeated at that time. I was overwhelmed. I was fucking down bad, and I just felt like I was not in the right vibration, dog. And when I talked to my mom on the phone, she said, "You don't have the power, but God has the power. God has the power, baby. Do it." I said, "Man, I should just bring this album out." She's like, "Do it." She was like, "You got it. You got it." I'm gonna tell you, just like when I told you when you was about to go to community college instead of doing this music, I told you you got it. Now go. And that shit gave me the craziest goosebumps I ever had in my life. And it's ironic that I started the album with pressure and I finished it under pressure. And I broke through it. So I just want to say to everybody who's going through some shit, the ups and downs, it's inevitable. just know that it gets super hard right when you're about to break through something. It gets super tough. It gets super heavy. It gets super confusing. You don't know what you're gonna do. Your faith gets questioned, but it's like it don't matter if it gets questioned because it's always the answer. It's always the answer. You got the answer no matter what. I promise you. I'm not trying to be up here sounding motivational. You guys got whatever it takes.
Yes, you are. You just said your mission is to motivate. Don't turn it down now. Turn it up, man. We like this.
Whatever it is you got to do, you got it. You got the answers. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? That's when the growth happens the most, when you're uncomfortable, man. Not when everything's cool, not when you're just satisfied with every life and shit. Those are the beautiful moments to appreciate. But when you're going through them defining moments in your life, that's when you're gonna be the most exhausted. And I just want to say that I'm so grateful to be here after one of my defining moments. And I want to get into this album right now. I want to shout out everybody who came out tonight.
Word up, man. So that's Big Sean. That's how he opened his listening this evening. He is an emotional dude. He's a motivational dude. It sounds like he's gone through all the trials and tribulations, valleys and peaks putting this together. And I think it did a really good job. I think he really, really came out super solid. There's a couple of other moments that happened at this listening that I think are worth pointing out. But if you guys have listened to this project so far, make sure you're in the comment section, you let me know. Let us know what you think about it.
Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. The mathematical breakdown of this mighty game of rap we in. It's boom bapping. Systematical culture views us radical, it's all happening. Shaking hands and dabbing it. Life through the lens of hip hop, from trip hop to yes, y'all, you don't stop, you don't stop. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening. Justin Hunte is here, it's all happening. It's all happening, yes, it's all happening.